Hello.
Hello, how are we all?
Welcome to the 8-Bit Junkie Show.
Yes. Happy birthday, Grant.
Yes, it's my birthday, so I thought I'll come on, do a little bit of a show, and apologise for not being here, basically. Anyway, who we got? We got Matt Thorpe in the house. Thorpe,
How are we?
how did it? I owe him an apology.
Why?
Yeah, I didn't tell Thorpe I wasn't in today at work, and
Oh yeah.
he wondered where I was this morning. I'm very sorry, sir. Danny Houghton, and of course, Jordan's with me as well. So what we're doing tonight, well, I ain't going to lie to you, it is a little bit late because I've had a few people come round and drop stuff off for me and so on.
Social distancing though.
Social distancing, deliveries only. Just think
Not-
Deliveroo, but for birthdays.
Yeah.
And so I'm running a little bit late. So I thought I'd catch up with you anyway, do a little bit of a chat, see what pickups we got, and blah blah.
Charlie saying happy birthday.
Happy birthday from Charlie and Danny.
As well.
Thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. I'm going to quick swig of the old something and Coke. You'll know what I'm saying.
I mean, it can be rum and Coke, it could be vodka and Coke.
Yeah, I know what it is. We've got Mick Mackay. Thank you very much, sir. Right, so I thought tonight what we'll do is just look at a couple of pickups I've had, chat some general mess, rubbish, crap about gaming, and there you go, we'll leave it at that. So, game-wise, lately, what have I got? Well, I've been to my usual shop again, which is Fast Cash in Colville. Guys, you are awesome. So, I had a few pickups, or we'll get to play them at some point. Xbox, Evolution Racing, £3.
I will be honest, that's one game I've not ever seen.
No, I haven't. That's why I picked it up. I'm trying to go for the weird and wonderful at the minute. This one, never seen it before. Serious Sam 2.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know. Looks a bit of fun. £3. And why not? What else have we got? Now, Star Wars Republic Commando. I've picked up. I mean, I do like a bit of Star Wars, and I thought,
what was your favourite Star Wars? Mine was Battlefront 2.
No, so far Nintendo GameCube, Road Leader.
Road Leader, yeah.
Absolutely, must do that on the show. Must do it on the show.
I mean, you've got quite enough Star Wars things. So
I know how. I could do a whole Star Wars show. I know that is planned at some point. And last but not least, I have State of Emergency. I thought, I kind of remember it vaguely. Yeah. And I thought, why not?
See, that's got a good comment. Reece saying that's a good game, Serious Sam.
Serious Sam, yeah.
New game coming out in September. Hot Wheels Unleashed looks bad, man. Mate, what?
Hot Wheels Unleashed?
Yeah.
So, just to recap on that. So, obviously, Reece just saying there that Serious Sam's a good game. We'll find out soon enough. And, new game coming out in September, Hot Wheels Unleashed.
Sounds pretty badass.
Check it out. Why not?
I mean, did you ever play the one on the PS2?
No, I didn't. No.
You didn't?
No. Any good?
Mate, it was a sick game.
I know you're a big Hot Wheels fan, aren't you?
I'm not so much now, but I was when I was growing up. Every other week, Mum used to go in there and get me a Hot Wheels.
I did have something at Hot Wheels actually when I was a kid. I tell you what, I think that was really cool. I had something called Streak Racing. Yeah. And what it was like a little plastic track about that wide, couple of inches wide.
Oh yeah, I've had them.
And you clamp it to the windowsill or something.
And you can roll it down.
That's it, and it's got like it does a loop at the end.
Yeah, I had that. And it got a little jump in it. Yeah.
Mate, mine was glow in the dark. Glow in the dark track.
Mate, I had 3 tubs of Hot Wheels stuff. Not even gonna lie.
No, I didn't have that many. But something I did have, which is here's one for you guys and gals. Something to probably get into if you're into your retro stuff, which obviously I am, because I'm now another year older. So, anyway, electronic tabletop games, I think, will be the next up-and-coming thing that's going to be more expensive, I think.
I want to say more, I'd say average.
You know what I mean? They still fetch a fair bit of money for what they are,
50,
don't they, I think. I mean, well, let me give you an example. So, this is kind of new to people like George's age. And
to be honest, that was the first time when you got it. It's the first time I've seen it.
We'll show you in a minute what we're talking about. So, if you're of my age and maybe a little bit younger, you'll probably remember sometime in the 80s there was quite a big thing about having arcade at home. So, if you hadn't got a console, there was another way you could do it, sort of, in a way. Electronic tabletop games. I'll show you what I mean. One of the main people that made these, or distributed them, should I say, was Grandstand. Now this is one. This is called. Ignore that circle on there. That's not part of the game. That's the bloody lighting system. Anyway, so made by Grandstand. Well, distributed by Grandstand. I think it's actually made by a company called Epoch.
You're pretty cool.
So this is like 1983 style. Now you can run it on mains sort of power in the like little adapter thing there. But for the purposes of this, we have batteries. Yeah, good old-fashioned batteries.
What batteries do you take?
C, massive. So there you go. So you're actually looking into the screen, and then start it. Hopefully you can hear that. So you got your little joystick here.
That's cool.
I'm trying to play it backwards through a camera. I'm not going to be very good. But you got your little ship in the middle, as you can see. I can move left and right. I can fire. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I'm playing it backwards. You shoot the aliens, or spaceships, should I say. And basically, you just got to get through to the next level. And I'll be honest with you. This is one I didn't have at school, so I don't really know kind of like what I'm fully doing with it yet, apart from shooting everything that moves. But I think they're really cool for a bit of fun, you know. Quite noisy, although you can turn it off. The sound, obviously. There you go, something to while away a couple of hours here and there.
How long does batteries last?
So that's debatable how long they last. So obviously, no, I think you get a good
4 hours?
Yeah, easily. They do tube batteries, but then again, I'll show you the back. Just hang on there, hold on. Here's one I made earlier.
Here's one you made earlier.
So
you got Martin Adams in the house. How are Martin?
I do, Martin.
You got Aidan Law as well.
Aidan Law. So them kind of things run on old school batteries. I mean, to be fair, these ain't the biggest ones you can get, but they run on these babies.
Are there any ones you could lick the top with?
C batteries.
No, they won't.
Of course, C batteries. So I mean, each one of them's like 1.5 volts. So anyway, they run off C batteries, and that thing takes 4 of them.
4?
4 of that, yeah. So, like I say,
and how much are they?
They're not that dear nowadays. I mean, probably pick them up for like a couple of quid.
Fair enough.
So, you know, but yeah, running them on batteries. Electronic games, there's lots out there. I mean, in the 80s, the market was flooded with them, you know, like...
all them?
Yeah, them kind of thing. Astro Wars, Firefox F7 that I've just shown you. Loads of fun. Really good to play, and I'm going to start collecting them.
That's what I'm going to say. I've seen that. No, yeah. You know my little arcade Pac-Man machine that my dad got me a couple of years ago? Is that the same sort of thing as what that is? Or is it like a different version? Yeah, so good question. So, yeah, basically you can kind of get a modern version of this. In like them little Pac-Man-y games, but these were the original ones. Obviously, they're a lot bigger. Yeah. They're a lot louder. A bit like everything in the 80s, well,
really. Big, loud, and brash. But that's how we like it. Makes sense why you're like you are, mate. Big and loud. 4p, that was a crap joke. They're called C batteries because they work underwater. No, the letter C. The letter C. Not the word C. They don't work under... Granted should be used to the Xbox, to the batteries because of the Xbox controller. Yeah, exactly. No. Look, let me put you right before you read Matt Thorpe's comments and believe him. Look, C, not C. Anyway, so Martin Adams just chiming in. Back in the day, everything took between 4 and 12 batteries, either C or D. Now, Ds were even more hefty.
Really?
Yeah. Massive, really. Yeah. Danny Houghton, Micro Machines, is his new old collection craze. Good call there.
Micro Machines.
Yeah. See, the thing is, there's a lot of stuff out there that's fetching daft money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So I'll be honest with you. With my birthday dollar, whatever you want to call it, I really wanted to buy an Atari Jaguar.
Yeah.
Reasonable request, I think. And no, I come nowhere near it. I had a look. They were going for like a couple of £100, but I didn't realise that was literally a rough one.
Really?
Yeah, I started bidding on one that got like 8 games with it, and it looked in good nick. It was shown to be working, so on. You know what? I backed out of the bidding. At £297, and I thought that's getting a bit hefty now. And
that's dear.
It actually, but you say that's dear. It went on to fetch £410. I'm sorry, but come on, that's near enough a brand new PS5 or Xbox Series X. You know what I mean? That's getting a bit. Yeah. That's getting a bit.
Or the Atari PC.
Or the new. Yeah, that's what I mean. I could have had a brand new Atari VCS for that. No, I'd much rather have that.
I mean, I never heard of this until Grant showed me, but it is badass.
Yeah, I must say,
you can literally play any game you want.
Yeah. Atari VCS getting a lot of love out there on them forums, and I can see why. I kind of think they marketed it a little bit weird because they said it was a console.
It's not a console, it's a PC.
It's a mini PC, really. But you know
emulation, isn't it? It's emulation.
Yeah, it's good at emulation. You get all your Netflix and that on it. I'm going to get one of those bad boys.
How much is it going to be? About 450?
By the time they get over here, I would have thought so.
Yeah.
Martin Adams just saying, £500 on a Jaguar, I presume he's talking about. Yeah, crazy.
It's stupid.
Do you know what's funny? I had one of these back in the day.
You probably got
I think my mum bought it for me from the shop in Colville called The Outlet. It used to sell all like ex-catalogue stuff. Yeah. And she paid like $24.95 for it, brand new in the box.
And then
why didn't I just buy like whatever they had in stock? If I'd have known what I know now, I'd have got a bank loan and just bought the old lot.
David Lacey's out watching. How old, David?
Oh yes, David Lacey in the house. How are you, sir?
You got
Colton Cunningham.
Hello lads, happy birthday, Grant.
Yes, thank you very much, Colton, and I hope your new car is okay, sir.
Very nice.
Very nice indeed. So, what else have we got in the way of pickups? Not so much a pickup, but I do have to go shout out to this because if you like gaming as we do, and you like older games, not necessarily mega old because they do cater for everything.
Yeah, they do. That's what I like about retro gamer.
You could do a lot worse than this. This is such a good read. I mean, especially if you like looking at collecting for stuff. They tell you a lot of games to look out for. Who's in the house? Dale Whiteman, how do you, sir? Yeah, they tell you a lot of games to look out for, what to collect. Give you some idea of the sort of things you should be looking out for, and some price guidelines as well, which is always handy because at the minute things. I'm going to call it like there's a bit of there's a bit of taxing going on. I think is it not taxing as such, but I think people are overpaying for stuff because we're all on lockdown and.
I think when everything goes back to normal, people ain't going to care about gaming.
I think they will.
Well, they will, but not as much as they do now. Because it's a way to socialise with people, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's like me, obviously, I don't get to see loads of my mates like Colton and all that, actually.
So you can play people online and
talk with them.
Just going back to what I was saying, I'll just quickly show you. As an example, so in this month, we've got... I'll get that in shot. So you want to collect Sega Master System games, and it's got a load of games there, and then sort of prices, what to pay, what to look out for, versions that cost more than other versions of the same game, stuff like that. Isn't it? Yeah, like if you've got an NTSC version of a game and a PAL version, all that kind of stuff. Some really good stuff in there. A bit about I might get onto this actually. the 3D glasses for the Master System. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. Do yourself a favour, grab that. I might subscribe to it actually. It's really good.
New Fox is watching.
Hang on a minute. Wet the whistle.
Wet the whistle. I've not heard that in ages. Wet the whistle.
So yeah, so that's what we've been up to. Not a lot really.
Just gaming and gaming.
At this point, I just wanted to say thank you also to Matt Thorpe, who's a regular member of the show, I know, and he has lent us, I know I've already mentioned this before, I believe, but he's lent us this to play with. Yeah! This is a Logitech, can't remember the actual number now, 920, something like that. So I have actually been playing on it. I've had a go with like some actual driving sims on the laptop that we're talking on now. Fantastic fun. I had it running through the telly, obviously with the steering wheel and all that. Wow. You know what? I don't think you played a driving game until you play it with the wheel.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I know there's a lot of the proper racing sim drivers out there who sort of like use 10 grand setups. They look absolutely fantastic. And these guys can drive. Yeah. They can, I mean, well, I don't know if they can drive a real car that good, but
I know they can drive.
They certainly can drive these games, you know, like Forza and all the rest of it. They're so good. What else we got? So Martin Adams, VCS 800 looks good at the time we were talking about. But price-wise would be silly for its type of gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I think price-wise, that you know what, here's what I think. I think they've probably knocked it about 100 quid over what it should be, in my opinion. But, okay, let's have a look at it like this. So it's a mini PC, yeah? And it does a lot of stuff.
It does.
You know, you can run Windows 10 on it, Linux, get all your apps on it, Netflix, all the rest of it. The stuff that you would normally do with a PC. But you have got, it looks cool. So there is a lot of thought in the design. The design looks really nice. Like the controllers and that look pretty cool as well. And not only that, you do get access to the Atari Vault. And, you know, there'll be odd one or two things that will be geared specifically for that Atari.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm trying to justify a bit here because I know I'm a bit of a fanboy. However, think about it. It's probably going to translate to, say, like 300 and odd quid over here, maybe. Which you think, that's quite pricey. Yeah, it is.
But you pay for what you get with that.
You do. Can you imagine if you bought a laptop or a PC for 300 quid?
It's not going to be great.
It's not going to be great, is it?
No. It'll run what you want to run, but it won't be able to do what we can.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the Atari's kind of like that, but a little bit better.
Yeah, I'll probably say it's a pre-built PC.
Yeah, kind of like I say, a mini PC. Yeah. However, Mike's just saying, agreed. You can get a Series S for 270. Yeah. Fair point, and you know what? The Series S would probably outperform it as a console, which you know, but
you should see the graphics.
Yeah, no, I believe the Series S would outperform it in the gaming sense. Correct. However, you got to remember, like I say, the Atari can also do everything
else,
pretty much that your PC can do. So you can, if you had a keyboard, which is easy enough, Bluetooth keyboard, you can sit there, do an email, print something off.
I might just forget the PlayStation.
You know what I mean? It's quite a versatile thing. But like I say, I would agree. I think it's probably about 100 quid too much. If they'd have priced it around about the same as the Series S, I think it had done some serious damage.
Competition, yeah. If they did it, say, 270, 280, they would definitely make some.
Yeah, I think, like you
say,
on that. Yeah, like Martin's saying, it's running an AMD processor.
Yeah. Knows his stuff.
Yeah. Obviously, I think they're worth researching.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I've seen quite a few good videos out there. And to be fair, obviously I look at the forums, the Atari VCS forums. They get a lot of love out there. There's a lot of people that really rate them.
Yeah.
Obviously the owners I know there's a couple of haters out there, but there is for everything.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it's PlayStation
or Nintendo, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's the
indeed.
same sort of thing in that.
Indeed. So yeah, there is a lot of haters out there as well. But you know, I think overall, if you check the videos out, I mean, there's some awesome videos.
Yeah.
You know, like some of the gameplay and that. It does look really good.
Mate, when you said you can play Road Rash, I was like, what?
Yeah, Cyberpunk.
Play
Cyberpunk. And that's a pretty demanding game.
As well?
Sorry?
Did do GTA 5 as well, didn't it?
Yeah, well, we've seen it running a few.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is in
big games.
In PC mode. So
yeah.
The guy did say, you know, it doesn't run every game at 60 frames. Some you have to drop to like 30 odd.
Yeah.
And I know people are like, oh, well, yeah, but it's still running at an acceptable rate, and it does look good. So I think as a niche thing, I think it's pretty cool. I think they've just overpriced it a little bit, and yeah, I'll go along with what Martin Adams is saying. Really, that yeah, and you can do that stuff with the PS4. Yeah, true. It's very true.
I'll be honest, very interesting to see how it
goes. It's Martin just saying that. Sorry, I'll read that out. I'll be honest, very interesting to see how it goes. It's our childhoods. Indeed, I think you know what? There is a bit of that. There's a bit of like, you know, the child in me that wants it to do well. I want it to come back. I want it to. I mean, if I had my way, I'd have it smash Sony and Microsoft off the face of the earth. You know what I mean? But they just haven't. They haven't got the backing for it. You know what I mean? It ain't got the power. They ain't got the backing. And to be fair, knowing them, even if they ain't got the money and that, they'd probably make a mess of the advertising and everything. So you know, because that's how they are.
They don't advertise stuff well, but they make stuff well.
Yeah. I mean,
it doesn't make sense.
No, I mean, I've got to give it. Yeah, that's what I mean. They make some good stuff, really. I mean. The stuff that I've had, I've played on, and no doubt you guys have as well.
You've had your Atari in there for years.
Yeah, like I say, them in there are nearly 40 years old. Yeah. I don't get any problems with them, but I think, they are built to last. But I think the problem is they've got a product.
Yeah.
They just don't know what to do with it. You know, they don't know how to get it out there, which is a shame. But there you go.
It's not. The trouble is now, obviously, because you know. Consoles back in the day, they weren't bought out like every other year like they are now. So obviously people are getting bored of what they're playing now and then wanting the next thing, and that's what's happening.
I'll tell you now.
Because they're not made to last, are they? So they're just going to break down eventually.
Yeah, true, but I think right. Let me put you right on this, and I'm sure a lot of the older people out there will agree with this. He's right and wrong in the same sentence. I'll tell you why. So. When they bought a model out, any of the old manufacturers, normally it would last a good while before it got changed for a completely different model. I mean, Atari rinsed the 2600 for years. Yeah. Something like 77 until the early 90s that was out. I mean, that's a long shelf life. Yeah. Now, and it was built to last.
Yeah.
What there was back in the day was a lot of different companies bringing stuff out. So when you went to the shop, you didn't know what to buy. It weren't just, I want, shall I go in and either have a PlayStation or an Xbox or a Nintendo Switch? No. Should I go in, should I have a Commodore 64, a Spectrum? Shall I have an Atari? Shall I have a Vectrex? Shall I have a ColecoVision? Shall I have an Intellivision?
Sure.
And you're like, they literally flooded it.
Yeah.
You know, with consoles, computers as well, because computers was a big thing back in the day. So it, you know, what I mean, although the models,
there was more choice.
Yeah, there was more choice of models, different models. Yeah. They didn't change them all that often, but you'd be surprised. I think they still went through a few model upgrades. You know what I mean, in the time. But yeah, in general, the core of the models were there for quite some time. But yeah, your choice back then was fantastic compared to now.
So well, you have Sega, PlayStation, Nintendo and Xbox, weren't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But sort of like back in the 80s, you got
loads. You got 10 of them.
You got like literally stuff popping up every week. I mean, I can throw out a load of names now. You'll have never have heard of them.
Yeah.
Oh, specifically computers, not so much the consoles, although they were available.
Yeah.
But computers, like the Atari and that, but they were popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Dragon 32, there's one. Dragon, made in Wales. Where else? Yeah, you won't have heard of it. No. Amstrad.
I know, yeah, of course I heard of that.
Amstrad, yeah. That's Mr. Alan Sugar's old baby. Yeah. But yeah, Amstrad. Must get one of them one of these days. Oric, Acorn.
I've heard of Acorn.
That's what I mean. All these for BBC, which I think was kind of like Acorn was a spring off offshoot to that. I'm not sure, but yeah, Martin, the Amstrad was amazing, but he had a ZX2, Specky. Yeah, I thought the Amstrad was amazing. One of my friends in Birmingham, Mark Bricknell. So I don't know if he's watching, but Mark, you remember this. We used to have many happy nights playing on his Amstrad, and also my other mate Rob Eaton. He had a Amstrad. What's a Amstrad? Amstrad as well. Yeah, I can't remember because you used to be able to get it like in two versions, so you could get like one with a green monitor. In other words, the only colour it produced was green. The computer itself, you could hook it up to a telly if you wanted. You had to have a different cable. You could hook it up to a telly. It would display the proper colour, blah blah blah. But you could come with a monitor, and you could either have a green or a colour.
I got a point to rectify myself as well.
What's that?
You know when I said obviously about the Atari not making loads and loads and loads. Well, you got to think that's why you had obviously arcade was big back in your day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously now it's still big. But obviously back in the day, you wanted to go out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll just touch on that in a minute. Just going to read a couple of comments. So, Reese Blower, got to go now, guys. Have a good night. Happy birthday, Reese. Thank you very much for tuning in, pal. Wonny Jots, Wonny's in the house. How you doing, son? I can remember my Acorn Electron. Put a game into load while you have your tea.
Yeah, about 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes for a quality game. Yeah, exactly, mate. Yeah, you know the score. Do you know what? It's like nowadays.
Getting bad, ain't we now?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Well, look at us on GTA. That takes ages. It takes a good 10 minutes for it to load.
We say, when we were kids, put a tape in, takes 20 minutes. Go and have my tea. Maybe it'll be loaded by the time we get back. Who knows? Or boot error. There's one. But nowadays, you ain't been playing on a game for say a week. You turn it back on. I want to play Call of Duty. Update cannot work until you've updated me. And you're like, all right, and I'll update it. Beep.
9 hours.
9 hours and 57 minutes and counting. And you're like,
that's what? When I downloaded Cold War, when I got it, it was 9.5 hours from 10 o'clock.
That's what I mean. 10
o'clock. I was like, I ain't gonna have a game tonight.
I've got broadband. I could have got the postman to deliver the data quicker than that.
I know, literally you could. It's mad.
So
next day delivery it'll come.
So let's not moan about our 20-minute cassettes, mate. They were quick.
I'm not even joking. GTA 5 when I first downloaded that was 10.5 hours.
Exactly.
FIFA 21, 12 hours.
Exactly,
really?
Mate. Exactly. I got Elaine Pemberton in the house. Elaine, how are you, dear? Martin Adams. Take it easy, boys. Good topic. It'd be nice to have more of these. Yeah.
You guys everyone talking, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so, because we've all got an opinion about something, whether we're right or wrong. It's just nice to get it out there.
Exactly.
So, just while we're going on about it, what you were saying about the arcade thing.
Yeah.
So, I think that's right what George was saying. Yeah. So, basically, if I'm right what you were getting at, so back in the day, it was like you go to an arcade, you see all these, fantastic new games that have come out, and you're like, I want to play that. I want to play it at home. I've got to play it at home. So then, like, people like Atari or whoever come out with arcade classics. Yeah. Where kind of like, if you squint your eyes and maybe punch both of them at the same time and, tune the telly in, it kind of looks a little bit like the stuff you played in the arcade.
Someone tried.
At least, see, he's talking sense. It's talking sense.
That's what I mean. At least someone actually grew the balls. Sorry, swearing.
No, I was talking.
And actually tried to replicate the arcade into so you can play it at home because it saves you
Yes.
going out if you didn't want to go out.
Exactly. But you can't do that now because, I mean, I ain't being funny. You can't replicate an arcade game now on an Xbox. You can, I suppose. But what I mean is, none of the games that come out, really, not many of them, are arcade replicas, are they? Because look at them, they've all got massive long stories and, you know, they're massive games. I mean, you get more for your money.
Yeah.
But are they more fun? That's debatable.
Exactly.
So... Right, yeah, Martin Adams was saying you could have your tea back then while it was loaded. Yeah, true. Hey, mate, that might be true, but nowadays, while it's updating, you could have gone to work, come home and had your tea.
Yeah.
Isn't it? One is just saying, and then you play Outrun on your Acorn Electron, and it was poo, and it cost 2 weeks of pocket money. That's what I'm saying.
I like that.
So, you go to the arcade, you know, you're at the beach with mum and dad or your friends or whoever. Yeah. Oh, look at that, Outrun. Ooh. So you bung your, whatever it was, 20p maybe? Maybe it had gone up by then, I'm not sure. Might have been 50p. But you bung your money in, have a go, and you're like, wow. Yeah. Imagine if I could play this at home.
Exactly.
And then you happen to be down the shop. I don't know, what shop were we at? John Menzies. Woolworths, John Menzies, Dixon's, that kind of stuff. So you walk in there, you go, oh, look, it's Outrun for the Electron or the Atari or the Amstrad. And you go, brilliant, I can have it at home. So you go home, you're full of yourself, you know what I mean? You put the tape in, like that, it sits there loading for about 20 minutes. It's normally about standard, that is 20 minutes. Come back, and if you're lucky and it's actually loaded and not crashed, is that Outrun? Or is that just a pile of blocks on the street? Kind of like, it looks a little bit like Outrun.
You think to yourself, I would make it look like it.
Yeah, and you're telling all your mates, I've got Outrun at home, and they're like, no, you haven't. You're like, yeah, I have, dude. Yeah, I have. And you're like, no, you're lying. No, I'm telling you, it says Outrun on the box. So they all pile around and like,
what is that?
What's that? No, it's Outrun, honestly. We know. One is just saying that's it. Yeah, exactly. You could go to work, have your tea and do the job. Exactly. Yeah. I remember looking at Tandy at games. Yeah, Mick Mackay. Tandy was... You've never seen it, have you?
No.
See, what are these boys missing out on? Tandy, absolutely, what a shot. Please come back. It was kind of like, I don't know, what's the closest we got? Kind of like a Curry's, but interesting, not full of dishwashers. It was everything for kids.
Yeah.
Like, so you got, Tandy even made their own computers. Did you know that? Yeah. Well, they've probably got somebody else to make them for them and stuff and badges on. I don't know, actually. So, yeah, Tandy TRS 80, I believe. There you go, look it up. But they did little radios, they did remote control cars. You could get, like, remember them little projects you used to get? It's like an electronics project, build your own radio or, I don't know, some kind of thing that you construct and put batteries in it and it would work. Right, if you put it together right.
Robert Johnson, you're saying, lads?
I do, mate. All right. So, Mick Mackay's just saying a bit like PC World, cross with rights from open all hours. Yeah, indeed. So, but I always used to love it because you go in there, there'd be rows of computers and all the games to play on, and it was like a kid's absolute heaven. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or imagine going in the shop, but all the sold was like stuff you were interested in.
Man, that'd be sick.
Like, I don't know, everything from like a miniature walking robot to like a full computer and, like say, remote control cars, radios. Tandys, what a shot. What the hell happened to that? I mean, you think nowadays, with everything being electric, that it'd have been even better. I don't know. Whatever. Now, we come to the point in the show, although we have nearly about finished, but guess who's here? Guess who's going on the door?
Now that's something that rings a bell.
Yeah.
Ash Willett.
Ash Willett's in the house. How are you, Ash? All right, son.
You know that lad?
He always turns up at the end, but you'll have to rewind.
You know that lad? He'd come in, I want to say thank you, he'd come in at 4 o'clock in the afternoon to help us out, an hour early for a shift.
Ash Willett, you're a legend, son. Thank you for your help. So, yes, sorry, Ash, if you just joined us, we've been chatting random rubbish about games and
shops.
Stuff. Yeah, this, that, and the other. Anyway, so there you go. Like I say, keep your eyes out there, boys and girls. Just on a final thought.
I want talking to shops. I want the Blockbusters to come back. That was
start.
Sick.
I'll be here all night.
I know, but it was a sick shop. I want it to come back.
Blockbusters. We miss you.
Anything.
Well, I do miss Blockbusters because you know what I used to like about here's one about Blockbusters. Yeah. No. You're all right. You're all right. So when they used to have some of the games and they'd hide them out, and then the games become old, and you know maybe they weren't so popular. They just rang them in a bin, £1.
Yeah.
Or 50p.
Yeah, literally, it was like a trolley in the middle, weren't it? Just full of
like parking basement games. You'd be like,
and then the games you liked as well.
I know, you're like, I've got £20. Right, that's it. I want that one. And then you go to the counter, and like some spotty dude behind the counter be like, I've got to go and find all these. Yeah,
20 minutes later.
Yeah, 20 minutes later. Everything's 20 minutes. You know, they'll come back with games and off you go on your merry way. Probably about 10 games.
And that's what I like. That's what I like about Blockbusters. And they always gave you good money on the games you took in.
They weren't bad. Yeah, they weren't bad. And those who remember, you know, when Blockbusters used to do like the films and all that, and the popcorn, and what an experience going there. I mean, there's a big one that used to be, obviously not there now, but in Burton-on-Trent. It's going there. Oh, mate. You know what? It took me that long to work out what film and that I wanted. By the time I got home, comfy asked to watch it. So, there you go. Martin saying bigger shops always ruin the smaller ones. True, very true. But yeah, no, I do miss shops like that, Tandy's. Honestly, mate, I just wish you'd have been around to see Tandy's because you'd have loved it.
Yeah.
All like stuff like this. What? You know, you'd have all stuff like these kind of things, you know, sort of piled up on the side, ready to sell you. And all. Oh, mate.
Sounds pretty good.
It was awesome. I mean, just to go in and play on everything was good enough. I mean, the amount of times I actually bought it before we shoot down. The amount of times
I actually bought it.
No.
Just played on the stuff.
Just played on it and then bucketed off. Yeah,
I get your idea for that. Yeah, just trying it, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Martin just saying X-Rental, that's it. Yeah, X-Rental games at Blockbusters.
Yeah, I remember doing that. My dad used to kill me for that.
Oh, mate, he used to come home with piles of them. And to be fair, you did have to be a bit careful because sometimes you get home and you're like, X-Rental, it looks like it's been sanded down. You know what I mean?
All scratches all around.
Where the kids have kicked them all over the floor. Anyway, it is what it is. Martin just saying no installs back. In the day, just put it in and play it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true. But it is what it is, and we are where we are. We have to make the most of it. But yeah, do keep your eyes out for them bargains.
Definitely.
Let us know. Drop stuff on the show. Let us know what your pickups are. You know, what are you enjoying playing? What are you not enjoying playing? So it's been a pleasure.
Yes.
So do you have anything to add?
That's it, man.
Are we all groovy? Okay, all good. So, it's good night from me and it's good night from him.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us. Like I say, I'm sorry there weren't really any gaming as such, but I just wanted to have a catch up, you know?
I just wanted to say happy birthday, really.
It is, yeah. And I'd had a beer, so I was feeling a bit merry. So, let's come on and do a show. But there you go. So, thank you ever so much for joining us. Thank you for your input, as always. And like I say, I always say I'll try and do more videos, but you know what? I'll get around to it.
It goes with the flow.
It goes with the flow. But thank you very much for everything, for all your input and all your ideas and everything. So, like I say, anything you like, put it on the group. Keep it gaming, keep it clean. And we'll see you very soon from me, Grant, the 8-Bit Junkie, and From Jordan. From
Jordan's Game Show.
Jordan's Game Show. Check him out. Good night, all. Thank you very much.
What did you want to say? Happy birthday, Bleed Then.
Bless him.